because it's been quite some time. I was like, all right, let me. How do I do this again? How does it? Where's the mic go?
Oh man,
what is a mic?
Yeah, what is a mic? What does this plug do? Okay.
mm-hmm.
Do I use my laptop or do I use my calculator, my T82?
Pog clasp. What are we doing?
Let me get my what's it called, an Acubus or whatever out. Let me get my Acubus out. I wasn't good at math, so I don't really remember what that was.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we are live on YouTube because we just release every Thursday, and it's Thursday, so we're just recording it as we do it. So
look at all those people, all those numbers going up. Whoa,
yeah, man. When we go live,
man, it just
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all of me. Shout out to me.
Watch yourself.
Jason, if you're listening, who the F is Marcus and Josh?
Different version of you,
alternate Jason,
a clone of Jason.
I was about to say,
there it is. Okay,
or maybe Jason's the clone of said person.
Yes, maybe.
Who knows?
Smiley's the clone.
Who cares? Hopefully you do.
You do.
Well, anyway, we be at bye. The end.
Wow. Oh man. Goodness.
Oh shit.
Okay, I think I got my mic where I want it now.
No,
it's not.
Still.
Boom.
There you go.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
Am I heard good? Am I good?
Oh yeah.
My volume, my levels are good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sound good. All right.
Level.
Yep.
So what we talking about this time?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, we are talking about they cloned somebody. They done cloned Tyrone.
They done clone Tyrone. Clone him.
Anyway, let me introduce everybody. I am Josh, aka Prop Josh, and I'm joined by several others here. We have Smiley,
yes,
aka Jason. We have 730, aka Marcus, and we have the Brick Jackson, aka my nigga.
What up, though?
What is good, man? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see y'all too, man. This kind of kills all the rumors that the fans were discussing.
The beef that we've been.
The beef that we've been
between Brick and Marcus.
Yeah. It's our beef is squashed. We're good. We're like Kevin Hart and Mike Epps.
We've discontinued our mixtapes.
We are
distributing. So if you already got the mixtape, hey, good for you. If you don't,
that's it.
Hey, you just missed out.
Oh man.
Yeah, my track is I'm not releasing it.
He's gonna take me out.
Over with. Let me delete all those emails.
Yeah, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, so we on this Netflix show, this movie that Jason begged us to watch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I saw it a few days ago. So let's jump into this thing. First off, what are y'all thoughts about Jamie Foxx? Just Jamie Foxx. I know he had a kind of interesting year earlier this year.
Jamie Foxx is a soldier, man. He's a legendary icon at this point. Like he's been around. We grew up on Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
and he's pretty much. I haven't seen a role that he's done that he wasn't fully committed to. Like whatever the role, whether you liked it, whether you thought it was, deserving of an award or not, he fully committed to all of them.
Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite celebrities. And he's one of the few people that's like a triple threat. Like, he's really good at acting. He's really good at stand up. He's even good with music. It's like this dude is good. Like back when I lived in Sacramento, they said Jamie Foxx is coming to Sacramento, and I was like, for what? Like, what is he doing specifically? Like, that's how talented he is, right? And he was actually coming there for a concert, like he was performing.
Yeah,
so like that's really how talented this dude is.
His music is amazing.
I mean, I can't stand him.
Wow.
Same way I can't stand like Donald Glover. It's it's unfair that is given all of these gifts, like, and he grew up in an era where you can utilize all of them, and it's like, because you said triple threat, it's more than just triple. It's acting, but it's not just acting. It's acting in dramas, acting in sketch comedy.
Yep.
That's right.
It's his ability to compose music, sing music, improv.
Ooh.
Like his improv game is top notch. He can host. There's honestly and then you hear his impressions. Like usually, someone with the levels of talents that he has, they can't do something and like impressions in his wheelhouse. But we can grab Fox's filmography and see a Denzel-esque movie, an Eddie Murphy-esque movie, a random movie, like kind of like this one which doesn't fall. His successors, you know what I mean? So you look at like the breadth of his career, and you start to realize too.
He's going to be a talking dog in this Rated R Dog movie.
Yeah, Will Ferrell
Dog's coming out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, I'm actually. It looks every time every new preview I see, I laugh harder.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah. But you got that going on for him, and then you also have the fact that it's like I don't know if it's dawned on. Dude's been around since the early '90s.
That's what I mean. Like we all
like
grew
30
up
years. I mean, I remember when he was doing Living Color and Rock, and then dropped his first album, which nobody cared about at the time. It's crazy.
Living Color, Wanda. I've seen Jamie Foxx. I've seen Jamie Foxx in concert. My first Erykah Badu concert was free.
Nice.
Jamie Foxx opened up.
Wow.
And he brought Tank out with him.
Oh my goodness.
And Thundercat was playing bass. That was the first time I seen Thundercat.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was all a free concert. And the first thing that Jamie Foxx says when he came out on stage, they were introducing him. It was like, from Texas or whatever, and you could hear his voice before he comes out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Terrell.
Terrell,
and so we'd have to drive through Terrell back and forth going to Jackson or whatever.
Right for 20.
And so every time I go through Terrell and see that sign, I think I'm from Terrell. Like I think about Jamie Foxx, like,
Jamie Foxx's voice,
this legend that came out of this small, kind of town.
I mean, we were born in the same hospital too, me and Jamie Foxx.
Really?
So the talent just oozes throughout Parkland Hospital,
right?
Where we were both born. Parkland Hospital.
We got that mixtape that shows your musical talent. So
exactly my mixtape. And I mean, it's just amazing, to. And by the way, did Badu? Mark, you didn't mention her.
Well, now I will say she was an hour late.
Okay.
For an hour, but she showed up and fucking killed this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she performed longer than she performed for like another, like however late she was. She performed. She performed like for a long time.
Okay. That's like, good.
When she finally comes out, she doesn't let you down. Like I've seen her several times.
Oh, well, I had a friend. I asked a friend Badu in concert. I was like, he said I've seen Erykah Badu a couple times because, like you said, and I said, man, you like seeing Erykah Badu in concert? He was like, yeah, man, she's great. When she shows up, right. You gonna wait
when she ready.
Yeah. You gonna wait, but when she shows up, she shows out, which is fun because I was like hearing her version of They Clone Tyrone at the end of the movie was Chef's Kiss. It was Chef's Kiss.
That was brilliant.
But Jamie Foxx is on the mend. Every video and photos they showed of him, he looks good.
Soldier, man.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing much better.
Much positive energy out of Jamie Foxx. We love you.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was just like I won't event was, but people forget that exhaustion is a part of the game. People don't think about it. Like, are you shooting a movie back to back to back,
traveling,
you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still has his radio show on Sirius, but he, if he's doing that, and then he's also, probably have to run and go do some voiceover ADR stuff for the Talking Dog movie, and then he's getting ready to host his own, running to go
family or whatever.
Right, his kids running to go host Beat Shazam. I mean, that's a busy schedule,
right.
So it might have just needed something to just like kind of slow him down a little bit.
What you say?
Beat Shazam.
Yeah, he hosts a show. Yeah, he hosts a show called Shazam.
Oh, I thought you meant they were redoing Shazam. And Jamie Foxx was gonna be, Shazam.
Well, I mean,
I'd see it. I'd go see it. I'd go see it.
Yeah, go see it.
There wasn't there a moment where his character in this movie said something about a Marvel movie.
He did.
Yeah, because the girl said spider sense, and he's like, "Is your spider sense going off?"
Yeah,
and I couldn't help.
All of us were thinking of it. Spider sense, man. He was with
Spider-Man.
Of course, you would say that.
You fought Spider-Man.
So he's even a supervillain. So yeah.
Wait, I'm not putting that together. He fought with Spider-Man
on No Way Home.
Yeah, he was in
all of the Spider-Man.
He was Electro.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot.
Yeah, I did.
That's how good of an actor Jamie Foxx is.
Oh, we talking about Jamie Foxx. I'm thinking about old buddy. I'm thinking about the other guy,
John Boyega.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
No, he's not in any Marvel movies. He's a Jedi.
Yet.
Yeah. They'll get.
We still got 9. We still got 9 more phases to go. They got movies planned out 112 at this point.
And I mean, I was gonna say, we talk about Jamie Foxx. I mean, John Boyega is an amazing actor. And
I don't like him.
Why don't you like John Boyega?
I've never seen a non-American play Americans from different regions
so well.
I know,
you would have really thought he was an Atlanta nigga. And when they did the scenes in LA, you would have really thought he was LA. I was like, where is this kid? Where is this kid from? I don't think
the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this dude, isn't he like British?
Yes,
yeah, he's
like his American accent is better than all of us.
It's better than
Yo, I'm honestly starting to believe that John Boyega is just pretending to be British. Right. And he's really like from Memphis or something like that. He was like, but if people would think I'm
more roles,
it gets more roles. Yeah.
Seeing John Boyega in this movie and then seeing him in The Woman King lets me know that Star Wars really downplayed him. They didn't use him.
What do you mean?
Okay, I didn't watch Woman King.
They didn't know what he had. They don't know what he has. Yeah.
Well, he plays like the king. He plays the king of that tribe in Woman King. He doesn't have a big part.
So he's a woman
does
in the movie?
No.
And that is a fair question because it's called Woman King. And
right.
True.
Basically, he's the king.
A lot of women.
He's like T'Challa, but
he has
like
all the women.
Yeah, all the women are like serving him or something. That's basically
concubines and wives.
Yeah, there's a lot of women. They all around him though. But he did great in that movie, and it's like, well, Star Wars, y'all do shit with him then. If that's the case,
yeah, Star Wars,
they could have
downplayed him a lot.
They definitely, and I mean, maybe they will. There's still potential. But the way that he's blowing up, continuing to grow to rise. I mean, I think that he's great, and so he's
Yeah.
definitely shown he's shown his in this movie. It's a comedy, but like he is like one of the straight people of the movie,
and he plays several
carries
roles,
and he does exactly. That's the thing. It's like he plays
Mhm.
several. He carries the movie well, and
Yeah.
he stays in that character in an amazing way. That in the juxtaposition of the goofiness of the pimp
situation,
and
the
and the
movie,
situation, it's kind of like, okay, wow, like this is really brilliant. And just the way that they play off each other is just amazing.
What y'all thoughts about Homegirl? I'm trying to remember her name.
Teyana Paris.
Tiana Paris, that's her name.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Because I always call her Monica Rambeau.
That one role she played.
I know, but that's in the
She's been
Marvel
in other
universe.
things.
I know she's in a ton of other stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
she was fun. She was a great character. She's been around for a minute too, just kind of, kind of her career's kind of like really kind of sped up a little bit in terms of like and I think you get into the Marvel, like Marvel is like the SNL version of movies where you get in a Marvel movie and all of a sudden you got career opportunities left and right.
Yep.
All of a sudden because people think about it, if you can hold your own in like a Marvel movie against all of these people and make an impression, you catapult it. And so for me, like she was I definitely liked her character as well. I think there were times when it was like that I know that I felt like she could do more, but I think the story didn't serve her to do more. But I do like that she was the character that honestly with any ambition. And I appreciated that.
At the very beginning, they kind of showed her desire because she's the hoe.
Right.
In a sense, and so it's kind of like literally that's her occupation. She's a prostitute.
She's a hoe, but she wants to do more. You can tell she doesn't.
She is talking about Bitcoin at the beginning and the blockchain and stuff like that. And so she's a very complex character when it comes to like what she desires. Like I love what you said, it's like her ambition. You can kind of see that, and it plays throughout the movie because I think that her ambition definitely pushes the plot.
It definitely raises the stakes because you got to think the motivations behind Fontaine's character and his name. It was such a normal name. I can't
Slick
remember.
Charles.
Slick Charles. Charles. It's a pimp name. Between those guys, I mean, they really don't have the like. I think she helps push them to figure out what's going on. Without her, it's like Fontaine didn't even believe it, and Jamie Foxx's character Slick Charles would have just had ideas. She was able to kind of piece it together. So I thought she was a great third, star. Sometimes when you have two really big names and you bring somebody in who's a relatively growing name, they can get swallowed up. But I think I liked it. Yeah,
totally.
Perfect addition.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into spoilers. This is a spoiler warning. We're gonna go through the movie.
Watching us live on YouTube,
stop it.
All of you who are watching us, go watch the movie and stop. Let us talk about it.
All right. So, Act 1, introduction of the characters and establishing the setting. Because I bust out laughing. So, because I didn't see, I guess I saw one preview of this movie. But when I saw John Boyega,
too many.
When I saw John Boyega playing the thug, I started laughing.
Okay.
Because I was like, because he's doing a good job of it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's serious. Yeah.
Because it's like sometimes black people get typecast as like a thug, that type of stuff. But it's kind of funny when you see somebody who's played a Jedi and a king before, and now they're playing a thug, a drug dealer. And it's like, okay, there's a reason for this. It's not going backwards. They're doing this for a reason.
I didn't laugh or anything when I first saw him. I think when I first started hearing about the movie, because I'm like you, I saw some previews and some trailers, but I really didn't hear. I didn't do any deep dives. I just heard buzz about it after it came out. That people really liked it. I was just like, John. It was kind of like me. I'm gonna do another Jamie Foxx movie. It's kind of like when I heard about Just Mercy, and I'm like, Michael. I don't buy that. And then I watched it, and I'm like, all right, I buy it. But same thing for John Boyega. I was like, when I first saw him, I was like, okay, he's playing a thug. Like, okay, but it didn't take long for me to like really like his. It was like within the first 5 minutes he was on screen.
Oh yeah,
of course.
It didn't take long.
I wasn't surprised at all when I saw that he was. When I just saw the poster for it, the art for it, I was like, oh. I don't keep up with actors' names and stuff. I'm just like, oh, it's the dude, from Star Wars. That's the only movie that I recall him from. And I instantly accepted. I'm like, oh, he must be a great actor. And it's like I purposely didn't watch any like previews and things, and then I just went into it with no expectations, other than I really liked how it looked visually.
It's
and
that black exploitation. I can't say the word, but
black exploitation. Yeah.
It's just a little bit though. It's just a little bit of. It's like a splash of black exploitation.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I even with the look, like the way that it's shot, has even though it's a much more modernized version of what black exploitation. At times a little bit raw, a little bit more. Like black exploitation was known for being a little grainy. And there was moments it was a little grainy. The color patterns were kind of black exploitation, and then of course the music infusion was definitely, even though it was taking place in modern times, was like
funky.
70s funk music.
At one point I was like, "What year is this movie in?"
Especially,
I
mean,
especially
when I watched
Jamie
the trailer,
Foxx.
I thought it was like
I thought it was a 70s movie. Yeah. Wasn't for John Boyega's character opening up the movie, I would have automatically thought this is 1976 or something. Like I would have thought they were, I thought they were going to go back into, one of the old early blaxploitation movies. But they kept
Jamie Foxx's character felt very 70s. He was a
70s. Now he pulled his character straight out of the 70s.
Oh yeah,
he stayed from the 70s and just walked right through.
He just stayed in character. Yeah,
but see, that makes me wonder though. Did Slick Charles die in the 70s and then he?
I mean, that's the thing.
They could be
spoiler alert.
I mean, because
I know we already did a spoiler alert.
We already did.
We already did the spoiler. So if you spoil on it, then shame on you.
We told you to leave.
Oh man,
you were told to get out.
But I do think that time, like the feel of that period and the mundaneness of the day sets an atmosphere for what the movie's kind of trying to tell us. And so I think that like, even the question is like, what year are we in? That's kind of like because it's a routine, it's a mundane, and they're trying to like expose that. And even what you said, like it could have been cloned from the 70s and it just repeated over and over again. So it's
supposed to feel non-productive. Like it's like a mixture of the 70s thing and that feeling that you get watching Friday. It's like these motherfuckers don't do shit. Like like they just it just keeps happening every day. It's just the same thing.
Well, it feels like
they really drove that feeling into the beginning of the movie.
Well, I mean, I like to in the uniqueness, like so I'm a big fan of Spike Lee, and Spike Lee has done a superb job in all of his years of mixing kind of like a surreal world with moments that I always say, like if you watch a Spike Lee movie scene that looks like they didn't even put a microphone in the room. Two people arguing, their dialogue is climbing on top. I mean, you go and watch Do the Right Thing. The scenes between him and Rosie Perez sound like scripted, and they're talking over each other. Right. But then in his movies, the next thing you'll see is this almost like dreamlike sequence. They're floating, or that famous tracking shot.
Right.
And I thought, even though I don't think it was intentional, but when I'm seeing the beginning of the movie, it felt so grounded and real. He's just waiting the day started, and then he sits down and there's this chicken commercial for goddamn chicken, and you hear the commercial.
Don't feel right.
It don't feel right.
That's a good point. Right. The juxtaposition of the groundedness of his life and the
wackiness of this commercial.
What is this movie?
Right off the bat,
wacky. It's just like, eat this chicken. You need to eat this. Like, there was a point. Do y'all remember a point in? It's like the late 90s, early 2000 when all the McDonald's commercial had a neo soul coffee shop.
Yeah. I remember.
Like, why y'all? That's when I stopped eating McDonald's.
Sorry, I mean, because
I'm like, y'all advertising this shit real hard.
Yeah,
they trying to get to the community.
Well, you listen to a R&B station and you'll hear. So if you listen to like a pop station, you hear McDonald's has new Big Macs, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But you tell to the black station, it's like McDonald's, new Big Macs.
I didn't notice that.
yeah. Like, come to McDonald's for the 2 for $5 deal. The McRib is back. It's like black station. The McRib is back. Like what? Back, Jack.
Oh my!
I better go get me a McRib right now. Like,
right.
Oh no, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yeah, I got to go to Mickey D. If they call it in Mickey D's in the commercial,
it's a black commercial.
That is for you.
Yeah, Mickey D's. Yeah, I mean, I think
calling the quarter pounder with cheese a QPC now.
Yeah.
Yep,
it's called a QP. Yeah,
that's weird.
That may be just a generational thing.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe I don't know.
McDonald's, I don't encourage.
A BRB gonna get a QBC.
McDonald's does not sponsor this podcast, and if it did, I'd quit.
It's funny you say that because
I'll take their money. I mean, I'll take their money.
It's funny you say that because everybody listening has just gotten their cars to go UPC.
Right. Everybody is listening.
Everybody's listening. They're in the drive-through. They're literally in the drive-through right now.
Right now at McDonald's, picking up my food. Probably
in the drive-through right now. But I love that aspect of it. And I think what was good is set the tone immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The movie is going to throw you off.
I loved it immediately. I was like, I'm a fan of. If you go by any of my suggestions for the show,
of weird shit,
I'm a fan of like stuff that has a certain mood to it.
Yeah.
And I am a fan of time period, and even though this isn't a time period piece, it, like y'all said, it feels like it could be a time period piece,
and I think that's intentional.
And I love grain. I love film grain, and it just gave me all of it. And I like funk, and it was full of it. So it was just like I was like, okay, I'm in.
I mean, this was Tubi Tuesday y'all had.
Oh man,
this was a Tubi movie. So bad. Like I wish it was a Tubi movie with these actors. I want Tubi just to surprise us one time. It's like Denzel Washington, Neil Long.
Nelson J. Davis, if you're listening, you need to do a Tubi movie where they clone you. And there's some kind of conflict there. There's some kind of I want you to do a science fiction action, thriller where they clone you.
Okay.
Josh, do they know?
But he has to have sex with like a lot of
what?
Yeah.
Nelson's gonna do that in the movie. Nelson's gonna have
guaranteed.
I think that's in his new contract. I think that's in his rider now. But I don't know if Josh told you. I've known Nelson for like 10 years, man. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
We started acting together in North Carolina, man. It's crazy. And every time I turn around, so like we've known each other for a minute. So when y'all first started doing Tubi Tuesdays, and I saw one of the posters, and I hit Josh up. I was like, I know that dude.
The shirt. That was the first one we did, I think.
So that makes sense why he wouldn't know who we interviewed last week.
Madison, North Carolina.
Madison. She's from North Carolina, right? Well, she's in North Carolina now.
I might know. I don't. It's been a while, but I might know her. But yeah, no, it's funny because because the director of one of the movies y'all covering too is a dude that I've known about as long as well. So it's crazy.
Carlton?
Like, Nakia Hamilton. Like I've known that dude.
Okay.
I was a part of his I think it's like second film. Yeah.
Oh
Like
wow.
4 of his movies. I've been in like 4 of his movies. He's one of those people that he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, do this for him. I'll do it absolutely." Like he's one of those people.
That's what's up.
But no, like this, it's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, where is this movie supposed to be in? Like,
I think it's
I
supposed to
thought
be
it was
Chicago?
Atlanta. I thought it was Atlanta.
Oh,
it seemed like the
it could.
South.
It's just it feels like the South to me. I'm thinking it's
Yeah.
either Atlanta or like Memphis or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, no,
then
she
that-
was supposed to be. She was supposed to be going to Memphis.
She's going to Memphis.
It's-
Yeah, that was
Okay.
one
So I
thing.
think
So
I thought it was like
South thing.
I thought it was supposed. Well, they shot it in Atlanta, so I was thinking
probably
it
just
was.
Jackson. That's what it was.
Probably
It was
Atlanta,
Jackson,
yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah,
I doubt-
it's just anywhere southern.
I mean, it would make sense because Jackson they still have slavery, so that actually makes sense. But
I'm here. I'm here. They definitely got some clones. That was literally one of my first poems I wrote was about clones.
I'm glad you. Hey, Jason, you still in Jackson?
Yeah, I'm in Jackson right
I'm in
now.
Marcus. Well, Marcus is
I'm
outside
in-
of Jackson.
I'm
I'm
in Jackson.
I'm glad y'all.
Wow. And this is why we never invite you back to the
Oh my god!
It's not on the podcast.
Oh
My bad. I'll never make fun of. I'll never make fun of Jackson Plantation, Mississippi ever again.
Oh man. Okay.
I never make fun of Candyland again. I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, but I was thinking it was like Atlanta, but it was called like I guess it was like not supposed to specifically be Atlanta, but
they
they
gave
called
I don't
it
think it was
Another name.
specifically supposed
Glen.
to be. It's just like
Yeah, it was like a but
Yeah,
it was
the
a
Glen, they
specific-
called it the
was a
Glen.
specific neighborhood.
That was a
It wasn't-
neighborhood.
in yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a neighborhood in Atlanta. That's what it felt like to me. But it took me a while into the movie to figure out maybe the location because I don't think they were in. I think they were definitely in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were southern black USA, anywhere southern black.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's I mean, and I think that actually like even that factor shows the significance of this movie because you got the routine. He got the scratch off. He's walking through the city, dealing with this stuff. Not the town. Like it's like and the tension between the drama between the people. And like some of the mundane routine, the mama he talking. I might get my fish fry from my from my cousin or wherever.
All that
said.
shit
Like,
is some
that's just
shit that would
routine.
happen in a routine day in Jackson
Yes.
or Atlanta
Yep.
or Memphis
Yep.
or New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Yep.
or,
Yeah.
Like all of
or
that. That's
South
just like
Dallas. Or, you know what I'm saying?
All
Like,
of it.
all that shit, man. Like
That's definitely an Oak thing. You can get fish anywhere in Oak.
that's an open thing.
Yeah, but no, I loved it though. I love that.
Yes.
I love that the regional it was ambiguous, but you kind of still knew. That's
Yeah.
definitely a for the culture move. Like
right.
we
Absolutely.
know each other.
And that's I
Yeah.
think that's what made it so popular and so many people could relate because it had that universal connection because it's like you could be in any city and actually understand and know some of these people.
Yep.
So-
Oh yeah, I know Fontaine.
Yeah.
I know Fontaine. I grew up next door to Fontaine.
Mm.
in,
Believe it.
in,
I believe it.
Jackson. I was telling Josh about him earlier. Like soon as Fontaine soon as it opened with Fontaine with that skin tone and the tones in this movie are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that skin tone and that mouthful of gold, and he was out there on that bench. I'm like, yo, that's Willie, yo. Like, that's my next door neighbor, man. That's Willie out there.
Mm.
Like, yo, I'm telling you, shout out to Willie, man. West Jackson.
So within that first day, though, we kind of like get to because he pretty much walks through the first day. The first, I think, Act 1 pretty much gets us through the first day because he immediately don't he just die at the first day?
Yeah, he gets killed at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the end of the day.
Shot.
Yeah.
Because he ran over a guy, and then those guys went and got revenge and shot him up.
He didn't run over him. He just hit him with his big body.
Dude was limping.
Yeah, he hit him, and he like he just flew a little bit. He was all right.
But I didn't know the relationship between Fontaine and I didn't understand the relationship between
The little boy?
Fontaine. No, well, specifically before he got hit, like what was he trying to do with the with Slick? What was there like?
Oh, with Slick Charles with the Jimmy Fox.
Mhm.
He was getting money from him or something like that.
For whatever.
Jamie Foxx was supplying Slick Charles with his drugs. Slick Charles did drugs.
Right.
Slick Charles is Jamie Foxx, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slick Charles did drugs, and Fontaine was the supplier
for him. Okay, that makes sense. That's
and he wasn't
a lot. Right.
Yeah, and he was buying from he was basically. At one point, I thought he was buying from the hoes, but the hoes are Fontaine's. But essentially, like he just wasn't paying the money that he was supposed to owe, and that's why, that's how we got introduced to him, basically. Because at first I thought he was a dealer.
Wait. The hoes are Slick Charles's hoes, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's a pimp.
Yeah, he's the pimp.
Slick Charles the pimp, and Fontaine.
He gets some of the hoes
definitely
from
not a hoe.
No. Fontaine's a drug dealer.
The hoes had the hoes had interesting names though. You remember some names? I looked it up because I couldn't remember.
The main one we follow name is Yo-Yo. That's the main one.
But the hoes that we saw bounce back and forth like Biddy.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, Biddy.
Yeah,
she was always
Biddy. I like Biddy though.
Yeah, Biddy was cool.
Ray split ends. Like one was just named Another Prostitute. I don't know if that was actually her name.
Oh my
god. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
Another Prostitute.
Another Prostitute. Yeah.
What do you play the movie?
Another Prostitute. Another Prostitute. But yeah, like so I loved even the introduction of like the two Fontaine and Slick Charles. That first interaction was so much fun.
Oh shit! Another Prostitute's last name is Fontaine.
I know, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Jessica Fontaine. Yeah.
Jessica Fontaine, Another Prostitute. But even their first scene together was like,
of course.
And I gotta say this, man. Jamie Foxx we already know how talented it is, and sometimes I think we can and how talented somebody is because we know they're talented. It's almost like the fact that Shaquille O'Neal only has one MVP because they just knew he was good, and it's a travesty. But that's another podcast. But
we know how you feel about.
That is true. That's true. But his character, like the fact that he could play this character, like silly to the point that it takes you out. Like you felt like you kind of knew this dude, in a way where he was grounded enough,
right?
He was
a quirk. He had. It's almost as if his antics as a 70s blaxploitation pimp were just a personality quirk, but you believed him as a character, like as a human.
I believe
very humanized character, and I related not to his occupation, but to him as a person.
Disclaimer. I am not a pimp. I am not a pimp.
I am not
a pimp.
I love my wife.
That character Slick Charles could have gone off the rails.
That's true.
And he did such a good character on some levels, real, but like this kind of who lives in a world of
delicate dance.
Oh, it is. It's a hell of. It's hard not to be too big when you're doing a comedy with a character that whose person. Yeah, he's delusional. He lives in a hotel room, but he thinks he was the pimp of the year, and he thinks he's all of these.
Back in '95 or something.
Or
did he ever win pimp of the year? Didn't it turn out that he never won?
I thought he never won.
It's just
it was in his head.
Did he say that later on? He was like, I never won pimp of the year.
I think he did. Yeah,
but he told his clone that he did win, so he can keep the story going. It seemed. Yeah. But it was a fun character, and him and John Boyega together, right off the bat, and Jamie Foxx is like 50. He's like almost 20 something years older than John Boyega, but they looked like the same age by the way they interacted, the way that I just loved it. Like, it was a power dynamic. You understood so much about those characters the moment they started each other. And without John Boyega, without Fontaine saying too much, and of course running his mouth nonstop, like you learn so much about both of these characters immediately. I love that scene.
True. Both of them.
I love that scene.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, I loved it, man. So bravo to him, because I mean, honestly, I don't know many. It's hard, man. Like you said, Marquise, that's a hard line to draw to not go too far over the top, like because there's an easy
it could have easily
road.
been an annoying character.
Yeah, he could have done too much with his arms. He could have been flailing around the room.
I think I would say he did well. We'll come back to that. I'll pin that.
All right, pin that thought.
Your opinion, yeah.
Okay.
Marquise, 1997, Pimp of the Year.
We get to Act 2. Act 2 is basically when Fontaine. Well, I guess Fontaine is killed in Act 1 because Act 2 is when Fontaine wakes up like nothing happened.
Like, what happened? The audience is like, "What in the world? Why is he
right?"
still?
Like he clearly got killed.
Yeah,
we could have. I mean, there's a lot of things you could have thought. Like maybe he didn't die. Maybe he just got shot.
Maybe it was a dream.
So all that stuff happens, but you realize,
especially when he's doing the same thing over and over again, like back to the routine.
Yeah,
it felt like we were about to step in a Groundhog Day. I was
right.
Yeah, that's exactly what
that's what I thought at first.
I was like, oh, please
went there.
Please don't be a movie where he lives the same day over and over and over again. We've seen that. But that wasn't the case, and I appreciate
not at all. I thought it was interesting, the homeless kind of guy that was in front of
Frog.
He was. He gave so many clues. He was like,
oh yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, Easter eggs throughout the whole thing.
Fresh blood.
Jason, he was like the guy on the RPG that you're trying to figure out what triggers the next plot trigger, and like you just keep passing him by. And then you finally talk to him after passing him like 30 times. And he's like, oh, yeah, you may want to solve this riddle. He was that guy.
He was.
And I love how the first couple times he's on screen, you don't think nothing of him.
Not at all.
Like you just think that it's just
such as how you would do a real homeless guy
in
front of a gas station.
Right. Yeah. You might have legitimately thought that it was just like a guy that he's passing every day. You would think that he had legitimate plot point, like he would be the one to help push the story forward at one point. I love that he's
that guy.
Are we at where are we at now, Josh? We're still in Act 2. Act 2 is also when they start to find out the clues. Is that where we are?
I think that's
they get together
because
there's an agenda. There's a mission that they have to go.
There's a mission,
So they don't.
Because I was going to bounce to
because they discover him being a clone, right? But like they just discovered that pretty quickly. But remind me what happened. Like they find that
the plot moves pretty fast. They go
and then it slows down
to this house. It's like an old house.
Yeah,
right.
They go in there.
Yeah,
and each of them is strapped because they just ready. And they see this technological, like this really modern looking
elevator
door.
Door.
Yeah, in this broken down Stranger Things looking house.
Yeah,
and they go in there and it's like this science looking, like a sci-fi looking elevator, and it takes them like underground, right?
Right.
And then that's when they discover the
he sees another,
like the clone. He sees the one that got shot full of holes.
Yeah,
because they're looking around and they see like all this laboratory stuff, and then he's looking and he's like freaking out because he sees
because he doesn't believe because he doesn't believe the other two at first about him.
He don't believe what they said. Like, yo, I just watched you get shot like 6-7 times. Like,
and then they accidentally
was gone. And then they came and carried you off.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
but remember the point was when he first got shot, Jamie Foxx was like, they came and hauled your ass off. Like, who the fuck is they?
Yeah.
And when they're down there, you see where they took him. It's like these unmarked vans that hauled him off or whatever.
Right.
I mean, in the
Is
scene
that
where
the same trip where they discovered like the whole lab, or was that when?
no, that's not yet. So the what they discovered in the house was just that floor of the lab. It was basically it was almost, think of it as like the first stop,
layers,
the first
level
stop,
one.
one basically,
level one,
and because I mean, and like he shoots the guy. Jamie Foxx character shoots the guy by mistake is hilarious. Like accident, he shoots him in the chest, and the dude died. They have to retreat. But I was thinking about how much I really, really, of course, loved a 90 style reunion of the church with David Allen Greer is playing the preacher.
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Completely caught me by surprise, and I was like, I can't wait till Tori sees this.
and then the church is playing Hiding Here.
No, they were playing Back That Ass Up too.
Back That Ass Up. That's right. My bad. Yeah. And
when they were giving the communion, when they were taking up the offering.
And even though this is a plot device stolen from Undercover Brother, I love the fact that it's the products that are making black folks do so. Like now they noticed the
that white powder they found.
The powder that made him giggle.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's
the hair stuff.
Because he thought it was some cocaine.
That's what they found the second time they went down there.
That was
right?
the first time they found it.
The first time they went down, they found the powder. But they didn't know what the powder was.
When he shot the guy.
Yeah, he didn't know what it was.
So that's when he shot the guy then too, right?
Yeah, that's the same time when he shot the guy. And then they were eating chicken.
Time.
When they went to the restaurant, they were eating chicken. And Fontaine was laughing. And Slick Charles was like, "You never laugh. You never laugh." And then he saw everybody laughing at the same time. And he's like, "It's the chicken. Stop eating the chicken." Like, he figured out that powder was used to cook that chicken.
And it's like throughout the movie, you see different little things that seems like they're kind of controlling. So like even when they were in the car and they played this song,
the radio,
they got sleepy.
This song made me sleepy. Like I don't ever like the song. And so they kind of show little things like that, like okay, the chicken, and then they end up following
the hair product stuff too.
Yeah, the hair product.
And every white guy in the movie that's
had an afro
taking part of this manipulation has a afro and like it's like just kind of weird looking.
It's very weird. They're trying to take over.
But I think it's interesting that when you look across,
but they explain that later.
They do explain it.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
But like I think it's interesting too to see like what the different products do as a level of control. Like the chicken makes you happy, the hair makes you relax.
Yeah.
What was it? There was another thing that
the relaxer literally relaxes your body.
Right. And then the grape juice, it makes them, I guess, gullible or easy lose their intelligence,
like
or something?
Easily kind of manipulated.
They
gave them the communion, and then they were like empty your pockets, and they were like throwing out all the money.
And then the church just freaks out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Did you see the girl twerking in the middle?
That whole scene was wild.
But this is another moment of like, because there wasn't outside of, and you know, we've already said the spoiler alert, but outside of our three main actors, those are like the biggest names. But then you randomly throw David Allen Greer in there. He has one scene.
That's it.
He fucking killed.
Classic.
Of course he does.
It reminded me of Leon Lonnie.
Yeah, I mean, that's who he was.
Very reminiscent.
That's who he was playing. That's what he was playing.
It was updated.
Older version.
Updated. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he
was so great.
He's playing
he turned the church. He turned the church out, and it was fun. Like I always love watching David Allen Greer do his thing. You know, there for one scene he had that moment, and it was awesome. Oh man, it just made me love.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
More,
that
it's a great
was
scene.
A funny scene.
Yeah,
and it was very pivotal to the pop.
And I love too them cutting over of the main characters and like, what the hell is happening here? But they know something's going on.
They didn't take communion.
Right, exactly.
Didn't. Oh, and so they weren't influenced by the by that.
Yeah, and then that's when they got into the big lab and saw the whole operation basically right after that, because he got that card that he stole from the back of the truck or whatever, and was able to get inside the big lab.
The funny one thing that was funny, one funny scene was when Jamie Foxx got not quite kidnapped, but he got stuck in the van.
Stuck in the van, yeah.
Yeah.
So they were talking, and you see him because like Yo-Yo was like trying to manipulate the guy, but then as they were trying to escape, that was hilarious to me. It's like, where is he at? And he's just kind of like, he's kind of being goofy and silly. So I was like, I thought that was funny.
It's like a cartoon. You see that in cartoons, like
exactly.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. This movie, it was like there was very over, so very nuanced and subtle comedy mixed together, and everybody was kind of given their room. Like, we went to old girl's grandmama house, Yo-Yo's grandmother's house. The her trying to like keep their voice.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, when Jamie Foxx grabs the book, he's like, "How many?" Like, it was when he talking about like it was just
that's right.
Yeah, in like her childhood bedroom. I mean, and then they fought like a sleepover. They all it's funny. And then he gets, and I also want to talk really quick about the side gangsters. The enforcer dude go collect money from Slick Charles, but Slick Charles, but he couldn't find him. Ended up being like really fun to me as well. And they really come into play. They come into closer in the third act, but we kind of get a little bit of glimpse of them in bits and parts in the first two acts. I love those supporting gangster characters. They're the ones that went to the house with him.
That was one dude. He was hilarious because I love the way he was straight out of Jackson. He was like,
you talking about his main dude, the main big dude.
You need some water?
Yo, that was almost like
straight out of Jackson.
Almost like my brother. Like if he was on that movie,
straight out of Jackson.
Like, we thought we were going with you. Like his accent and everything. He's
straight out of Jackson. I'm like,
Big Boss. You talking about Big Boss?
Yeah. He had that accent. Like, oh my goodness, he was my favorite character. I loved every scene he was in. I mean, because he was a ride or die. He was fun. He was actually fun.
He was.
Yeah, he was. It was fun.
So I guess we should get into Act 3, man, because a lot happens in Act 3.
I'm about to say a lot happens in Act 3.
So Act 3, that's when they reveal what's actually going on.
Well, that's when we meet Kiefer Sutherland.
So we meet Kiefer Sutherland. I'd probably say he's the catalyst for Act 3.
Yeah, that's
because he kind of helps get it in Act 3 when he showed up, and all of the other black folks in the town look like zombies, and he gets out
he has a clone of Fontaine named Chester.
Yeah,
Chester. Let's explain. I think Kiefer Sutherland a little bit. Give some context to this. Because his character has some degree of power, but you know that he's not the boss leader, but you can tell he's got some degree of power.
Right.
He steps out and he's obviously got some kind of mind control over people.
Right, definitely.
And it reveals what the mind control is. He has like these key words that he'll say.
Right, which reminded me of the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Olympia Black, I think, was the key word.
Yeah, Olympia Black, was one of
them. When he says that, you're under his control, and then you pretty much do whatever he says. You're conscious, but you're not in control.
Right.
You know that what you're doing is wrong. Like when he made Fontaine put the gun in his own mouth and then hold it up against Yo-Yo or whatever. Like Fontaine was fully conscious there, but he had no control of his body, nor could he speak. I think. I don't think he could speak either when you're under his control.
No, he
which
was
interesting. Yeah. And Jamie was just completely stunned.
Yeah, you know what the hell was going on. I think
that other clone of him.
Chester.
Chester. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kiefer Sutherland. Middleman type thing, like almost like the enforcer is kind of, I guess, what you would look at him as.
Kind of like an enforcer.
Yeah, he kind of like makes sure shit gets done.
The cleanup guy. He's the cleanup crew guy.
Yeah, but climax, like once they decide that they're just gonna go for it,
Well, mainly because
moments.
Yo-Yo is the one that decides, because the rest, because Slick Charles and Fontaine, mainly Fontaine is like, we're not
gonna live this life.
We're just gonna live our life.
Fontaine.
Yeah, right. Because they saw their clones.
There was a moment where he finds out his mom is just a recording.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, he knocks down the wall. It's like, it's just literally a tape cassette repeating on repeat.
The layers that he went through, like, I really need, like, he without saying right now, I'm going through a lot of shit, and then she's not coming. I was like, God, that was such a gripping scene. And then when he busts the room up and he kind of sit back and he realizes, like, this whole time, like,
my life is a lie.
Like, his whole life is a lie. Yeah.
And one thing about the acting and the tension is that they never really say anything about his little brother. Like, he never actually says. There's a picture. There's like tension. Even when Yo-Yo was trying to talk to him, he kind of like, there was a pause, and she said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, because it was like a lot of like understood, because you would think he would explain the whole thing of what happened to his brother, but it was really a lot of tension of, like, a lot of acting in that. I thought that was
cool. The only time he mentioned his brother was to Junebug, the little.
Oh yeah,
Junebug, my brother was killed by police or something like that, but he never goes into detail and anything like that. But we only see his brother's obituary.
At one point, he's like, "You remind me of somebody."
Right? Yeah, he does say that.
Yeah, and then we never see his mom or anything like that. But like the tension that gets built at this point, he knows his life is a lie, but he's still figuring out to like what level. Like he doesn't know at this point, like what, like, and once he sees that, oh, my mother isn't real, it's like, oh, the magnitude of the lie is that big. It's not just that I'm a clone and I've been killed and now I'm back alive again. It's like, oh, my mother doesn't exist. It was a great scene, and it brought a lot of levity to a scene. It's funny because, like, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, someone like, for like Jamie Foxx to play that character and keep it grounded. It's hard to go between funny to dramatic, like back and forth, and even have moments in the middle of a serious scene, like when he sat down with Fontaine when he sat down with Slick, and they were talking about the fact that they were both realizing that their life is a lie. There was still some moments in there where Jamie Foxx said some stuff that was kind of funny, but he wasn't trying. He was just talking as his character, and it was so layered. And in scene where they sit down with each other at Fontaine's apartment, and at hotel room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just acting like across the board.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Yeah. And then when they get the whole crew together, made it even funnier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk about that, because Yo-Yo gets kidnapped, and they figured that out, so they have to somehow rescue her, and they don't know how, because there's cameras everywhere and everything. So they get, because they make a plan, and Slick Charles is like, I got a plan, but you're not gonna like it.
Artillery. Oh yeah.
So you're not gonna like it.
I love the way that was
shot.
A
good scene.
Like they really, like they didn't give us. It was like we saw the whole thing play out, and then they went backwards to tell us how it all went down. I love watching that dude.
I did.
The dude practicing his lines. Oh my god, I was dying.
Because it looks like at first like these guys don't believe him, and then they just shot him like they're just some dumb thugs. But then you see is actually. That was all that was planned out.
Right. That was all acted out.
And he got hella aim.
He does.
Right. He had a shoot in the shoulder and stuff.
He purposely shot him in the shoulder. You gotta have some hella aim.
He's skilled. I mean, that was great. And then when they all showed up at the convenience store, and Big Moss didn't shoot the gun when he was supposed to. It was just, I love that they brought everybody in for the end. It wasn't just the three main characters. They brought the cow.
Right.
Like when he was like, the whole Glen is here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that moment.
That whole scene was like a hip hop shout, like "Don't mess with my yo-yo."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they brought the whole artillery out. That shit was tight.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and then they releasing the clones. It was just that last act, man, that last 30 minutes of the movie. I mean,
Yeah,
I was on the mix. That was so good. That was a great way to end that
Releasing
movie.
the clones was hilarious.
So
I didn't know they were gonna do that. That was definitely
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I didn't know that
neither.
either. I didn't know that either.
I would have
I
killed
know,
all
right?
of
That
them.
was funny.
They just
So-
said like their thing. They just like, oh, everybody's gonna be around. Like, okay, this is odd.
Right.
And
So
they're
I
like,
killed all
they're
them
unknown.
clones.
They don't know. Like, they're kind of like babies. Like, they're like,
yeah,
what do
yeah.
I
They,
do?
They
Like,
can't even
why?
talk.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't even talk. Yeah.
So-
Because they haven't been downloaded with the,
The
memories
memories and
yet.
things
like
of
that.
the previous version, so they have no idea. You know what
So
I mean?
I want to talk about the scene.
I would
where,
capture one of my. I would not capture Mark, not capture Marcus. I mean, rescue. I would rescue one of my Marcuses, download him with my memories, and have him totally like do my job. Man, that'll be
Man,
fucking- have him do my
this
job.
is-
Yeah.
and live
if
my
I
life.
had
Yeah.
myself a
That's
clone,
multiplicity.
I would
clone-
download just enough for him to do just perform the shit out of my job,
man,
and
Yeah.
then
warned
like
us
I would
about
go
this.
live.
I would
my
have
life.
two. I would grab two. I would grab two Josh clones.
Hell yeah, I would, yeah.
Oh yeah, go get another
you're
job.
right.
Movie that
Yeah, I
told
would
us.
literally, I
Yeah.
would rip
this.
all
Yeah,
of,
grab a few of them.
I would rip all of the creativity side of his brain out just so he can be a worker bee.
Just a work bot.
Like, because I don't want my clones to.
I'm fulfilled by my work.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Work
want my
makes me
not
happy.
be fulfilled by that. I don't want them to sit in a
Yeah,
cubicle
yeah.
and I want to be an actor. I don't need three clones
Well,
all
see-
trying to act. Like I
Well,
don't
see, for
There's
me,
nothing
I,
like
I would
working
I
to
would
get my
spread out my
endorphins flowing.
creativity. I would spread out my creativity with my clones. I would have one clone write a script for me. Another clone can do some voice acting for
Damn,
me.
Josh, that's the best use of the
Nah,
clone.
nah.
No.
I won't-
You gotta have
Nah.
Fuck that. Fuck
each
that.
of
I would
your,
have two
clones is
clones.
writing a bunch of scripts. They all writing scripts because you write. So
I would
much.
have two clones.
They all will be writing scripts.
Two of my clones would do like two, like like high paying jobs or whatever, and then I would get like two more clones or a few more clones to do my creative work. Josh, that's a great idea. We'll just have a whole like clone like Marcus Josh network.
I don't want none of my
Be
clones.
like, hi,
anywhere.
I'm Marcus, and hi, I'm Marcus. I'm Josh. And we'll introduce our staff. I'm Marcus. I'm Josh. Hi, I'm Marcus. I'm Josh. I'm Josh. I'm Marcus. I'm Josh.
I don't want my
It's
clones.
our creative department.
I don't want my
Marcus,
clones nowhere near.
Josh, Marcus.
Oh man,
I don't want my
It'd be
clones
like the
nowhere
Barbie.
near
It'd be like the,
creativity.
it'll be like the Barbie movie. Yeah. Hi Marcus. Hi Marcus. Hi Josh. Hi Josh. Hi Marcus. Hi Josh.
That's it. That is it.
Nah, I can't have
Exactly.
mine
That'd be
there.
great.
I can't have mine near creativity. I just want money so I can be creative. That's how
Oh,
selfish
man.
I am.
You want them to
La-
make money and support you.
Right. Last thing I need is for one of them to be writing a script and then
To
the
be your
clone.
competition.
Then the clone makes
like
it.
this.
The clone makes it, and I
Clone makes
don't.
it.
Yeah.
what happens.
Well, then that's when
That's
you can
what would
always.
happen.
I mean, it's just a clone. You can always kill
Sneak
your
up,
take
clone,
Wow.
and then
I was
take
gonna
his
murder.
place.
I was gonna
Killing
take the credit.
yourself.
I'll be like, hey, we take turns taking credit. Either way, it's gonna be
Oh
prop
my
shot.
goodness.
No matter
Ain't
what.
ain't no turns.
It's
I don't want to end
competition.
up like Steve Urkel had with his clone. Where
Oh.
I don't want.
That would happen.
I don't want it to be like. I don't want it to be like all of a sudden. Oh, I'm
His
Steve. I'm
clone.
Steve. No.
Steve's
I'm-
clone almost married his lifelong girlfriend. His
Exactly,
lifelong
yeah.
That's
crush.
what I'm saying. You get like you get a clone, then that clone happens to marry like some like super high, like rich model. And then you
Y'all
go kill
remember?
him.
Y'all remember Multiplicity though? That's where.
Oh yeah, I love multiple. Yeah.
because that was the warning of cloning. What would happen for real? Because that's what he did. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make my clone do my work," and then he ended up sleeping with his wife. You know,
Actually, they all
they all.
his
sleep-
wife.
all
That's right.
sleep with
That's right. That's right. That's right. They did.
I would just hate to turn on like I would hate to just open up Ebony magazine. My clone married Sanaa Lathan. I'm like, I'd be so mad. Man, not only did he get,
I'll be mad for you if
Oh,
I was like, I know
man,
this
let's go
nigga.
get that back.
wow.
Man, I know this nigga ain't got a deal with Netflix. Got sold two scripts,
oh,
writing
man.
a new Marvel movie, and he's with Sanaa Lathan, and I'm sitting here still in my studio apartment in LA. Nah, my
So
clones is
evil.
going.
Why?
My
Why is
clones
your
is going to
evil?
corporate. Clones is going to corporate.
So are you
Corporate
saying that's what you?
America.
Is that what you? So you're saying that's what you would do to yourself? What if you find out you were the clone? You would just take all the credit and because like I feel like my clones will work together and we would just be a team
That's just
and
how
one
you are,
person.
Josh.
Yeah, that's different. Josh, you're a collaborator, man. Like me,
Yeah.
I'm a comedy man. I'm selfish, man. I want the biggest laughs. I want the. I want to get mad every day. I wake up mad at Jamie Foxx every morning.
Damn,
Every
Jimmy
morning.
Fox. Every morning.
Damn you!
It's part of his morning. It's part of his morning mantra.
Oh man, this is great. This is great. And that's
So
the
my
message
clone.
of the movie. That's the
Yeah.
message
That's the
of the
movie.
movie.
Well,
Don't
I want
have clones.
don't have clones. Well, I want to talk about the scene where Fontaine meets his original self.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
that's
that was
also the scene where they reveal the ultimate plot.
the ultimate plot plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
To go
So
across America.
the ultimate plot is to take this experiment across America, and in the background when he's out walks from the shadows an older version of John Boyega as the original self, his original self.
Right.
And so this guy, this scientist, has basically spliced some of his own DNA to start making clones or whatever. And his plan is to plant one like around the globe or whatever to perpetuate. He's just one piece of this puzzle. And so the several people that are being cloned are people who happen to be people considered like less than cream of the crop, or like like drug dealers, pimps,
Right.
stuff like that. People who like bring down neighborhood property value and keep like the money making gentrifying type people out of the neighborhood, like keep it just
Right.
dangerous enough to keep people away from the neighborhood to where they can do their experiments on all these black people undisturbed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's various ways of controlling people. You can, control them with the chicken, make them goofy, make them laugh. You can make them relax with the hair relaxer. You can make them fucking like, you can manipulate them out of their money, keep them in debt. Like they were doing all these things because that's a well thought out experiment. Like you can't just put something in the chicken. It's got to be stuff that's all the most easily accessible stuff in the neighborhood. And that parallels, how they do us. Like in our neighborhoods, like you will go, if you're paying attention, if you go to a black neighborhood and go to, any corner store, you're going to see all the cigarette ads and stuff at like a lower level to where like kids and stuff can see it, to where it's in their minds at a very young age. Oh, this is what I can do when I'm finally old enough. I can do this because this is what adults do. And you and it the most easily accessible stuff in America is the stuff that's worse for you, like with the food and the food supply and just all the stuff like that. So
what's that song you did? That one you did, Mark. That was about
you talking about Off the Grid.
Yeah, Off the Grid. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yep. On my way to the store for some genetically modified but so conveniently priced ingestible homicide. That's what I said.
That's it. That's it. That is
so
it.
They put that in this movie. Right. So that was pretty like, oh, y'all went there with it.
Yep, that's what they did.
And then slowly, after so much of ingesting of these chemicals and all this stuff and all this suppressing of your flaws, in the background they had like a very dark skinned clone, they had a medium kind of dark skin, they had a light skin, they had like a Asian looking clone, then they had like a weirdly blonde hair, blue white blue eye clone, but it wasn't white, but it was just a weird looking like
albino looking.
Yeah, it wasn't even albino. It was like just like it looked Super Saiyan. It just didn't look natural. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so basically what they're trying to do is eventually like literally whitewash the community.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's taking gentrification
And it takes
to another
several
level.
phases.
Yeah,
It takes several phases for it to happen. So it's just a long game experiment on Black communities, pretty
And
much.
the original is doing that on, like, he's a part of that. So it's like,
He's
why
a part of it.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you making this for white people? Like, it
Yeah.
don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because of what happened to his brother.
Yeah.
And what happened to his brother? I forgot about it.
His brother was killed. Like, he kept that for all the memories of his clones. Like, that really did happen. But like, he basically said he wanted to do that so it wouldn't happen again. He was trying to keep from stuff like that.
Black people getting murdered by police, so he just makes all the people white.
Okay, so and the reason he's even cloning
because he said
people,
assimilation is better than did he say assimilation is better than
annihilation?
Yeah, that's what it was.
So
and so
like,
the reason he's
not
even
killed than
right
try to stop people from
that's
killing
like
people.
an extreme, you
yeah,
know.
that's what he said.
And so he's cloning these types of people because that way, eventually, inevitably, you know, somebody like Fontaine is just gonna get shot or killed in some way or whatever. So they can immediately replace him and keep him there. You see what I mean? As if nothing ever happened to him. And so that's why every time somebody get killed, somebody that's one of their cloned gets killed,
they just replace him.
They immediately that van pull up and they
pick up the whole body,
and then all of a sudden the next morning the next clone wakes up with full
as if
downloaded with the memories of the previous clone, as if nothing happened, aside from the memory of them dying.
Yeah.
On
to the next day.
Very well thought out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more detailed and later.
Yeah,
the explanation. Like, I was like, oh shit!
Oh my
like
goodness,
this is a full idea. It's a fully real. Yeah, it was. I like wind a little because I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Because this is a lot more. I wasn't prepared for that level of detail, like to be. Because I was the bag where it was just like they put the stuff in the chicken so can manipulate people.
Right.
You know,
they
so I was thinking it was going to be
on a different.
Oh, it was a whole, different level. So I liked it, and I thought it was a good explanation. And I love how simplistic the ending was when he just says Olympia Black, and like shows that how smart the clone Fontaine was. Like the original Fontaine underestimated how smart because he looks down on the people that he's created. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I don't know. I couldn't think of any other way alternate. It just did the way because it felt kind of like
I love
easy.
How it ended.
Though I liked it.
It sounded like the ending sound like something Joshua right. Well, I thought about Josh as soon as it ended. I said, Josh, I know Josh like that ending. Like it seemed like something because like they release these clones and there's like news cameras all over the place, and they're like, what the fuck happened here? It's all crazy. There's people all over the place. There's been gunfire. There's naked people walking around that look. All of them. It's a few of them that look exactly
just like each other.
And so they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And then the movie basically ends, and then it comes back just before like pre-credits or whatever.
Yeah.
And it opens up, and you're obviously on the West Coast.
Right,
and
they let you know hard.
Obvious,
right?
Clearly in LA,
like all of a sudden,
just
like immediately.
It's like we can't be no more West Coast. Look at the cars. Look at the cars. Like, everybody's like, "Yeah, man. So, would you want to buy something at the store?" Everybody feet like this, right? And so, it's super West Coast, and then all of a sudden, a West Coast Fontaine wakes up. and he gets in his West Coast ride. It completely parallels the Southern Fontaine.
Yeah, but
it's just West Coast.
Right,
It's just everything's just West Coast instead of
they even have
South
a West Coast frog sitting in front of the convenience store. He's got he's got an old black man in front of him.
Yeah. And
pours him a drink just like that.
He pours him some of his 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and sitting down with his homies. and they watching the news. And then all of a sudden, they're this news coverage that they show the close up of the clone of Fontaine. And then they all look at him, and all his homies is looking at him, and they'd be like, Tyrone, is that you? And then it goes off, and I think that's because the whole time I'm watching the movie, like, who the fuck is Tyrone?
Right.
So funny.
Because halfway through the movie, I was like, well, I guess Tyrone is a common black name, so that's why they said
that's actually
is I think Tyrone is the first of the clones.
I think so too, because I think
the old guy cloned himself, named it Tyrone. And
that's the first one.
Spread them across the country.
Of course.
Right.
And then they cloned Tyrone.
So he was just moving to different neighborhoods, redoing it, the same thing.
Well, see, that was my thought though too during the middle of the movie too, Josh. And I was like, okay, Fontaine's name ain't nothing Tyrone, so maybe Tyrone is just like, Tyrone is a black name. Use Marcus or Tyrone or Jamal,
Hey, you said two of my names.
Right.
Marcus is so black.
I'm clone regardless.
No matter what.
Marcus in every spelling is
black.
It's black as hell. It's black as hell.
A white Marcus?
I did. I know one Mike Marcus. I knew one Mike back in
but
back
it's usually
middle
MARCUS with a white person.
Oh yeah.
I knew the C, but it was still like he was the only I've ever met, and it was in middle school. And I actually thought he was black. I thought, he must be like. I thought he was like biracial or something like that. I was like, oh, Marcus must be. No wonder I gave him the fist. He just stared at me. He's not happy. Okay.
You're gonna hurt me?
Oh my goodness.
Side note, because Josh is not a black name. I met another black Josh when I was doing Uber.
It's like I got two black names. Josh got two white.
I know, right? I do. And so I met another black Josh when I was doing Uber, and we were so happy to meet each other. It was like, hey, you a black Josh? And I posted it. And I think some of my white friends commented, was like, I don't see the big deal. And I was like,
you had the Spider-Man point.
Josh, my first cousin, his name is Josh. He might be, you two might be, I think of off the top of my head that a black. I mean, Josh. I don't know what your family was trying to do to y'all, but but not like I
make sure we can get jobs on the resume.
Trying to get jobs.
You could at least give me a black middle name, so I go by that.
No, he was gonna make sure.
He's like, Aretha, my children gonna get jobs. They gonna do something.
Aretha,
my boy's gonna be something.
It's funny because Josh's mom listens to this podcast.
Listen to us now. So yeah.
Whenever I think about an old black man yelling at his wife, or this is the name that comes.
That's the name. Wow, that's the name. That's awesome. Oh man.
Leave me alone, Aretha. I'm trying to watch the game. My boy, they gonna get them some good jobs.
Oh man.
But yeah, I can say. When I thought to say it halfway through the movie, I was like, "Oh, they just told like a black name." But this also makes it interesting because if the movie does get a sequel, we kind of can probably see Fontaine and Tyrone, or some it could be something interesting, and
It
they
could be
find
East
all the
Coast
other
version.
Oh,
I
cool.
would love
The
to
East
see
Coast
that.
version. That would be funny.
I want one
I
of
would
them to
love
be.
see that.
I want street though. I want one clone to just be wrong. Just go to just didn't do it
That'd be a
didn't
good
do
one,
it the right didn't do the right way. He just ended up in Wall
He
Street.
broke away from the hood.
He broke away from the
That's
hood.
completely possible, though.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I mean,
absolutely
I don't. I feel like old will get him killed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's he's dead.
Yeah. Now
That's the question though. Is the one he killed really the original one?
I don't think so. It was too easy.
I
for him
don't
to
think
get
so
killed.
either. I think.
What? Talking about the old dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's the
Ooh.
Original.
Think
Yeah,
about
it could be a
it.
clone too. Yeah.
Because think about it. Why would it be programmed for him to be so easily killed? Because anybody could have said Olympia
I
Black.
didn't even think about that.
And why
Yeah, 'cause
would
it
he
was
be?
too easy.
And why would he be in the South anyway?
Yeah.
Because he could.
Yeah.
If Tyrone's from the,
yeah.
he could be in L.A. He could be in New York. Why is he there? So that's
He could be in
They probably
Guatemala somewhere.
Cloned a guy that was working on it to just work the clones.
right.
So that makes
That
sense.
definitely
Oh.
could be the place.
So I mean, if we're clone Tyrone 2, TOO, we're likely gonna see like, oh snap, they thought, because then too the question is
That
they're not
title
even-
works so well on so many levels.
I know, right?
TOO. It's a clone.
Yeah,
that would be tight as hell.
but my I guess would be too is the clones aren't immortal. They can be killed because they're not immortal. They can be.
They absolutely
they can be killed because you know
They get
Fontaine got
replaced.
They always
Yeah,
die.
so that means that when if Fontaine killed original him, eventually the clones are just gonna die off.
Which that happens. You're right.
Yeah.
unless somebody else
more
comes
clone.
and clones the clone. You could
But
clone
then-
a clone.
But if you
keep it
clone a
going.
clone, isn't it like? Didn't multiplicity tell us that that's just a less?
But that's multiplicity though. 'cause
I don't think
that's kinda
multiplicity in they clone Tyrone.
Right,
I mean,
right, and
we
that's
got
kind of
we
like
got
how
two,
the
and we
people-
got two Fontaines at the end of the movie. Like, I'm not counting Tyrone, and I'm not counting the other Fontaine clones that didn't get downloaded.
Because
We have another. We have another Fontaine with his memories.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause he faked his death.
Wait. Oh
'Cause the
yeah,
other
that's
one-
right. Because he downloaded one with his memories and let him
Right,
go. Where
so
the
we
fuck
have
did
two-
he go?
Right, because he was tied up by Slick
Yeah.
Charles, and they end up. They end up.
Oh, that's
releasing
right.
him.
He said there's a.
So we have two.
He said there's
Fontaines.
another. He said there's another Fontaine at the motel right now.
So
Right.
Tied up,
could
up.
be- they
'Cause he
could
said he tried to
literally
kill
do
him.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when one of them came back, that one tried to kill him or something like that. And he tied him
Yeah.
up. So yeah, so there's multiple. So I think
What
there
you
is.
mean? Wait. He tried to kill who?
Fontaine number 3 tried to kill Slick Charles, right?
Number 3.
Mhm. Something like that. Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly. He mentioned it when they were like
Right.
leaving. He said he has one more tied up somewhere.
Mm.
So were they generating a new one? I'm confused
Yeah,
at how,
I mean-
because they had to die, because he had to die in order to be loaded up.
Yeah, I mean they
So-
always
Yeah, because he was shot in the shoulder. Yeah, they
They're a
used-
bunch of
They
them.
thought
When-
he was dead. They had him in
Yeah.
the body bag. They took out clone number Fontaine
Fontaine
number
number
3.
The next clone.
Downloaded him with
And
the
then the other-
motherfucking memories, and then
Yeah.
Fontaine number 2 woke up
It's-
again.
into the
That's-
facility.
yeah.
To piece it all together. And that
Mm.
the one that memories is the one that's tied up. The one that
Right,
was
Right.
downloaded.
One with a shot in
and
the
was-
shoulder.
Right. So we have two Fontaines walking around.
We got one with a shot in the
Right.
shoulder and one with the new memories.
Jeez.
Right.
It's a multiverse.
That is it, man. So there's
Multiverse.
possibility for more. So
Yeah, I would love to see a sequel. I would love to absolutely see a They Clone Tyrone too.
And that's a perfect type. I hope they call it that.
they might.
Are y'all listening? Netflix.
Yes. Yeah, they probably will listen to this. You know,
I ain't picking at y'all in quite some time. It's been a week since I picked at y'all.
I was gonna ask you when you gonna do that, but
Been out there a couple times, man. I plan on going out
Been
again.
out where?
to the picket lines.
Yeah, I live across the street from Netflix.
mm,
Oh,
I walked to Netflix and joined the picket a couple
Yeah.
times. So
Mhm.
it's been hot, a heat wave.
Of
And
course.
you know,
Y'all
I
been
love
in
that.
triple digits, huh?
Yeah, I can't get out there sometime until around lunchtime, but I'm I'm in it. You know what I mean? It's been
right
a long year, but I'm in it. But yeah, like actors are talking about getting rid of the Netflix. I got a friend that got rid of Netflix because of everything going on and everything like that. But I'm like,
damn, what Netflix do? They hire AI writers.
They said they put out a job notice for I think what $900,000 for an AI person. So they're trying to move forward with this
Like
stuff
seriously?
I did see
we're
something
striking.
like that.
Yeah,
so they really trying to do this Jason is Awful show.
What's his name?
Josh is awful.
No,
Josh.
James.
No,
he's
Josh.
saying what he's saying.
Joan is
saying.
awful. Joan is awful. You talking about that?
He said what he said.
No, Joan.
He said what he said.
That's what you signed. That's what you agreed to.
But yeah, I would love. I mean, a sequel would be awesome to have because there's so much more story to tell, and with these clones, it's infinite.
That's true.
Because because everybody has a clone now. Characters have a clone. Jamie has a clone that's out there in the world, and then you got clone that can't speak.
They can
you got another
die and keep the show going.
But you can even show other types of neighborhoods with other types of people with different clones, because you can do a completely different character cast and have a similar like universe.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
sign me up.
So,
So what's the message of this movie? I think we kind of discussed it, right?
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, but multiplicity and it's taught me not to clone a long time ago.
They taught us those lessons. But I think it was definitely exposing the mundaneness and of our community that can just be like we can be dispensable. And so I think that that was part of the image and just some of the intentionality of the systemic injustice of how they do try to control with a lot of it. Because even though there's not like a actual, and I mean there's steroids and everything, but like even though there's like there's like this secret lab, and maybe it is like, I mean, it's like some of the stuff is like like some of this stuff is real. Like this is, we have some systemic problems. I think that part of this was trying to shine a light on some of that, some of our lack of ambition. So like even we talked about Yo-Yo having that kind of hope and that ambition. She definitely showed that, in as a motivation. So hopefully that shines lights on those that watch it. Like, maybe I could do more than just the mundane and just try to achieve something better.
Maybe I don't have to be no drug dealer or pimp or something. Just,
I definitely agree with that as a part of the message, and I think it's true because I mean, how many people in these left in a lot of these communities, and they took everything that we do in our culture that gives us an escape and manipulate. So church is an escape for a lot of people, and is it for manipulation? Going to the hair salon. I mean, I just left the barbershop. I mean, went to a barbershop and a hair salon.
The barbershop is a therapy session.
Yeah.
Like going to the hair salon. Like when I go to the hair lady, I feel different when I get out of the chair. When I'm going home.
You feel different and you walk away looking good.
Yeah.
And you walk away looking good. You look better.
You feel good. Right. It's a cycle thing. You feel good.
I feel relaxed.
If they're putting stuff directly in the relaxer, if they're putting stuff in the hair products, in the food that, it's a comfort to go out with your homies and go get some fried chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's another.
Go out and eat, get some fried. That's another therapeutic kind of.
It is.
Hang out,
laugh and joke.
Go to
some fried chicken, some food,
and churches or
Man,
KFC.
I would love to go to Roscoe. Hey, all right. So next time I'm in LA, we're recording this. Next time I'm in LA, me, Josh, and Brick. And if he's in town, Jason,
I'll be in
town. I'll go to Roscoe's Chicken and fucking Waffles because I only had it once. I had the Obama special, and I've been craving that shit ever since.
Oh wow! Well, minutes from Roscoe's. Like I live right off of the one at Gower. I live right next to the one at Gower, and I'm like, right. I love the Obama special. That chicken is
that's the shit. They fry that shit. Wow. They clean their grease.
Is sponsored by Roscoe's.
Roscoe's changes their grease. Right. They change that grease. and you could tell that they fry like the fries. Don't they serve fries and shit?
They serve fries there too. Yeah,
they have, because I think I tried some of everything because I knew I wasn't gonna get it, so I had like the Obama special. Because Obama special come, I think, with like 3 wings,
and then the waffle
and a waffle. I also have the munchies right now, so this is pleasant memory for me right now.
Oh goodness!
But fucking Roscoe's, if
Fat
they
burger.
put some shit in that, or
Go
fat
fat.
burger or something like that, you know how many people will be fucked up off of that shit? Like
Man.
if they decided to do some shit like that.
They
I
got
really
some
feel
stuff
like
at Popeyes,
right before they drop the wings and the grease, I feel like they just for the culture every time. That's why the chicken come out so good. That's why it come out so good.
Automatic.
Because it's enriched with the level of culture when they throw it in there. I mean, the first time I had
syrup you poured on your waffle. That's the culture.
That's the love of our people that we circling around.
Chicken and
Yo,
waffles.
and Roscoe be up in there. The one I went to, Roscoe was up in there with that Jerry girl.
Was that which one did you go to? The one in you go to the one in Inglewood or the one Eco or?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe Inglewood. I have no idea. I've only been to LA like one good time.
Okay. Well, yeah, definitely next time.
Stops.
Next time you come, we definitely go. We go in there. We get a fat burger at one point or another. Yeah, we gotta show you.
Yeah, I want to do awesome. I want to just do some LA shit. I want to walk around my hands like this.
Oh my goodness!
I gotta get a friend to get us. I gotta get a to just bounce around.
Make sure I got my fresh cornrows.
Yeah,
go up in that West Coast.
The Hollywood Boulevard.
Man.
You gotta stand in front of a Nipsey at least once.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
I really do want to go to that store though. If it's
the Marathon. Yeah.
Open?
I think it's still open. Yeah, I don't think they ever closed.
I do want to get something from there too. Yeah.
Oh, but Jason, you mentioned my shirt. I did want to give a shout out to my cousin. This is his
chicken waffle, shrimp grits,
yams
and collards.
Mac yams. So my cousin owns Uptown Chicken out in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So this is they sell this shirt. Okay. Yeah, they sell this shirt at his restaurant. So he has his own restaurant.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. He ain't never gonna hear this.
Cole is from.
Yeah. J. Cole is from.
That's not only.
Yes.
That's two people.
Yeah. Jake. Like the one people know Fayetteville, North Carolina for brag. It's the second biggest army base. Military army base. But like ever since J. Cole, like if you say Fayetteville, people know because that man loves Fayetteville. I don't love Fayettille like that.
Yeah, he rep it.
He loves Fayettille. Like I don't understand it, but he loves Fayettille. So J. Cole for beating me to putting Fayettille on the map.
J. Cole, if you're listening, please listen. If J. Cole is listening,
if you're listening, please listen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So favorite characters, real quick.
Straight up.
I have to give it. I mean, as much as I love John Boyega's acting and everything that he did, I got to give it to Slick Charles. It's just the layers, the funny, the serious. Like this also pissed me off about Jamie Foxx. Just the look on his face.
Yeah,
like that was like just the acting in that moment where he was just frozen. He see everything coming to pass
because it also represented right. It represented him realizing, oh shit, I am probably a clone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know.
Who I think I am.
Why am I so 70s?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right.
Maybe in the sequel we can meet the original Slick Charles.
Yeah. I mean that'd be
rough Charles. Dry Charles.
Edgy Charles. Ashy Charles.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
But I love so many of the characters. I mean, even Kiefer Sutherland is even a good bad guy. If you see and A Time to Kill, you know he can be a horrible bad guy, like in a good way. So like, I mean, he did a good job too. But I mean, and of course, Fiona Parrish, she, you know, She was great too. But I got to give it to Jamie. That character just had too many layers for me to I can't overlook it. It was just too good. He kept me in it. He kept, not that I was ever out of it, but he was a good balance, and it kind of kept me out of the story. Or you take the way he did his character out of the story, it doesn't flow as well. He brings us the because everybody, even though the visual is not, we just already talked about the music and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that's look is not of the times too.
Right.
So he kind of brings it all full circle in a way of being like, he really confused me about when the hell this movie was. So
right. Yep.
The things he had to do as an actor to get to where he got to where he his character, I just got to give him love and props for that one. So that was my favorite character. Jamie killed it. I mean, I remember watching it halfway through the movie. I'm like, Jamie is fucking murdering it's improv too, because some of the stuff he was saying sounded like it just came off the top of his head.
That's true. It definitely felt like that.
I like all three characters, all three of the main characters. Yeah, definitely. But
for real,
all three of them are favorite. But I would say John Boyega out of all three of them. I did like Fontaine. He was a great character.
I agree. Fontaine, I would say Fontaine and Tyrone.
Yeah.
And your boy, that's Jason, who you was talking about, his homeboy.
Oh, Big Moss.
Big Moss.
Yeah, Big Moss. Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Those are my favorites,
hands down. He was Jackson.
Yo, that is some high for someone to be like a supporting character with a little bit of screen time to be like that dude. I mean, that shows how much.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Like, I want to say, because I mean, like when he walked on the screen,
isn't he like the first character you see?
He was
in the
movie? Hilarious. Probably. Like even just like the way that he was talking in the background, I'm just like, this dude. He just had me laughing.
It's because he reminded you of Jackson. That's why.
I mean, yes, that's definitely it. I had to rewind it to hear him talk again because I'm like, he just said, because I forget the first line he say, but it's just like. Hey, yo, man. Well, I forget exactly what it said. I'll probably do the voice eventually. That's probably why you remind me.
Oh, that's why.
The voice that I would do. So, but yeah. But the main actor.
He's like a smarter, more supportive Derek.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Like he's a more useful Derek.
Yep. Exactly.
So ratings.
I would say sequel. So the bottom is trash. Then there's do-over, replay, sequel, and neck bleed. So I would definitely say sequel. We kind of talked about that a little bit. So just thinking about the world, there's options of that, but I think it was a level of just mentally, like it had so much involved into it that they can continue in this world, whether follow another Tyrone, and create an adventure behind that, or create a whole separate group of people that kind of deals with some of the exploitation of society, and I think that's kind of what they did. So I'm here for a sequel.
Sequel for me too.
Sequel, yeah. Because I was gonna say, after I was talking about it, I might rewatch it tonight. So it's definitely past a replay. So, and I do want to see these characters again. So sequel.
Yeah, definitely sequel. It's unanimous.
So
I guess they'll make a sequel now.
Because we said it.
Yeah, because we specifically, the four of us said
yes.
These four people
matter. Their opinions
matter. 3 people listening to us on YouTube at one point in time in the last hour and a half.
Oh,
hey.
So all 7 of us.
Guess I'll close out that other window now.
I think Aretha was listening. Aretha, we turned that YouTube video off.
Oh my goodness.
Aretha, that boy still playing around with that YouTubes.
I gotta put Aretha on Malcolm and James now.
You gotta, and no, it's like you gotta have the Aretha and his is that gonna be James and Malcolm's dad's dating Aretha?
Oh, he gonna be dating a woman named
Aretha. Oh yeah, because you do the voice of Malcolm's dad.
Mr. Lamar. Yeah.
That's gonna be funny.
I gave that boy a white ass name, and all he wants.
Oh, did we?
Oh my goodness! All right, yeah. Where do we follow everybody?
He had them sketches. He's supposed to be a stockbroker. We named him Josh.
He's supposed to be a stockbroker.
So we named him Josh.
A stockbroker.
Oh man, yep, that's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
So to everybody want to follow you, Mr. Brick Jackson.
Instagram, the Brick Jackson. You can also that's so stupid. I'm on X. Twitter X, whatever it's called. No, don't follow me on Twitter. Yeah, only reason why I'm still on Twitter is this funny part about it, or whatever it's called now, because I'm a huge fan of Big Brother. And the conversations on Twitter, and they post.
Because
No, not
conversations.
Yeah, they do lot. Sorry,
you should stay on X then.
Yeah,
my goodness.
The other Big Brother, not that. Anyway, no, follow me on Instagram, the Brick Jackson. I can't talk about any projects coming up because of the actor strike, but can't really promote.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Brick Jackson, I post videos. I guess I could promote my live theater shows for anyone that could be in the LA area. You can go. I guess primarily a series finale. I do that every fourth Friday of the month. We got a new show coming up August 25th. Appreciate Josh for showing up to almost all of our shows, making the trip down late at night to come. You can check us out at Pack Theater. So just if you follow my Instagram, you'll find series finale show on Instagram as well. So yeah, we did a Saved by the Bell last time. It was fun.
I heard hilarious things. Public service announcements and everything.
Oh, it was dude. It was we had a blast, man. We had a blast.
All right, Marcus, tell everybody to follow you.
You can follow me at 730, spelled with the number 7, on all music streaming platforms. You can Google it. Number 7 EVENTHIRTY.
THIRTY.
Check out Off the Grid. That's a good one. If you listen,
Check out my music. Check out
that's a good.
The name of the album is The Problem. The name of the song is Off the Grid. Talks about a lot of this kind of stuff we're talking about.
Jason,
you can check me at Smiley Jason _. And I'll try to post things, poetry, stuff.
You definitely selling yourself, brother.
Well,
I want to follow you now.
Yeah, sorry. But, I'm working on a new book. I've been writing a comic book. So I'm playing around with that. So I got a couple ideas in my mind, trying to be creative. So
Aretha. I just heard the other one's doing a comic book. Now they both doing sketches.
Oh man!
Told you not to give them dates. We named the boy Jason.
You can find
He's supposed to be a doctor.
You can find me as Stop Josh on all on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and at Wall Street apparently.
Apparently at Wall Street.
Oh shit.
Okay, well.
I got the final thought.
You got the final thought. All right.
Support real actors and real writers and real artists. Fuck all that unfair shit. Pay your actors, pay your artists. People out here need their fucking money, man. People work hard on their craft. People spend years perfecting their art forms. It's only fair to compensate them if you're being compensated up at the top level. laughably unfairly compensated at the top levels. You know, it's ridiculous that me as a music artist, I gotta get hundreds of thousands of streams to get a couple dollars literally off my music that I spent years perfecting. So support the real, fuck them clones. You know, fuck them clones.
That sound like a song.
Yep. Fuck them clones.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, thanks